Welcome to Mr. Data. In today's video, I'll share 5 quick tips that'll help you format your Google Sheets like a pro. Whether you're working on a project, budget, or team data, these tips will make your spreadsheets cleaner, more efficient, and easier to read. Let's get started. Tip number 1, use conditional formatting to automatically highlight important data. For example, you can color cells based on their value, like hiding the top 10 sales or showing any numbers that are above or below a threshold, or even just making it look like a table, because this right here looks kind of boring. So it's really simple. All you do is you select the data, and then you can go to Format, and you can either do conditional formatting, which we'll get there in just a minute, or you can do Convert Table, and right there it automatically highlights the rows, the header, and it alternates colors with the rows. Some of the other things you can do with the table is you can turn off alternating colors. You can customize the table colors. You can make it look like purple, or it's a dark blue, or red, whatever you feel like doing. And if you want to change it, you can change it to whatever color you want. Tip number 2, adjust the row height and column width for cleaner, more organized sheets. You can double click on the lines between the rows and the columns will automatically fit themselves. So if I were to go right here, I could double click, you can see it automatically shrinks, or if I had a really long column name, like we did this, south, east, west, north, I added that row in, and then I double click here, it would automatically make it wider. Tip number 3, we can add in custom conditional formatting to identify rows that may have different data. So for instance here, we have a sales of 150, we have the target sales of 200, so we are below our normal there. So what we can do is we can select our data here, and go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and then we can say if this row right here, E, is greater than, and then we can do our formula, we can do E, and we can do B:B, because that basically says anything in column B right here. And then we're going to change this, instead of green, we want it to be red to indicate that this product did not meet its sales target. And we can do done, and now it highlights all of the rows that are great, where the sales target is greater than the actual sales. Tip number 4, add borders and shading to separate sections of your data. Adding borders around key areas or shading alternate rows will help make your sheet look more readable, especially when dealing with large data sets. As you can see here, we already have some shading from the table previously talked about in tip number 1. What we can do though now is we can actually select our data, and we can click this borders option, and then we can actually put lines in it as well. Tip number 5, freeze rows and columns to make navigation easier. By freezing your header row or key columns, you'll be able to scroll through the data without losing sight of your labels or other important info. For example, when we create it to a table, we already have row number 1 set up as frozen, so you can see even though I scroll down, row number 1 still stays at the top. To do that without being inside of a table, you can simply go to View and Freeze. And we can do 1 row or 2 rows, which will get the first 2 rows. But we're going to focus on now, since the row is already frozen, we're going to focus on the column. So we can do 1 column. So if this data was much wider, like went all the way to column L, then we'd be able to scroll to the right and we'd still be able to see all of our products here, even though we're now column B is missing or hidden. And there you have it, 5 quick tips to improve the formatting on your Google Sheets. These simple tricks will help you create professional looking, easy to read spreadsheets in no time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Google Sheet tips and tricks. See you in the next video.